Hello everybody and welcome back to my ADHD adventures. For those who are just joining, or this is your first episode, ADHD adventures is about a lot of hyperfixations that I have, and I talk about them on this podcast with my co-host, Dylan.
Hi, my name is Dylan, and this is the first time I'm being acknowledged as the actual co-host.
It's been determined that you are now official. You can't get out of this. There's a contract.
It is official. I am in every episode.
You can't get out of this now. There's a contract.
I have been in every episode, and I will be in every episode. My soul is bound to this microphone. Please help. So, Adrian, what are we talking about today?
Oh, you know what we're talking about.
Do I need to keep digging fossils?
I'm off my leash again. We're gonna talk about Zonga Zonga some more. We're gonna continue talking about Fossil Fighters Champions. You heard me correctly. This is Video Games Part 3. We're back.
We're so back. Where's the exit again?
Non-existent. This room has no walls. You're trapped.
This room has no walls. You're trapped. Let's break that down. But no, continue about Zonga Zonga and the Fossil Fighters. And the Bone Brigade.
Bare Bones Brigade. I realized I named it the wrong thing. It's not the Boneyard Brigade. It's the Bare Bones Brigade.
I'm glad we covered that. Really needed that clarification.
I actually have my research tabs open now, too.
Oh, no.
So I can tell you all about it.
He has his laptop pulled up. I'm doomed.
Firstly, I'd like to just take a moment to acknowledge some of the very strange fossils and dinosaurs that are in this game. Tonzilla. I want you to know this is literally just a tonsil.
Huh?
Or actually, no, it's not even that. It's a uvula. Remember when I said they got swallowed by a whale?
They had to fight the whale's uvula?
Yeah, it's a canon event.
The uvula is a dinosaur.
It's alive.
The whale is a dinosaur.
Yeah. Yeah, so they meet a guy named Robinson.
That's crazy.
And he starts talking about Tonzilla and stuff. And you have to basically go to this area and you find Tonzilla. And it's just this uvula that's got shells on it. Want me to show you a picture?
No.
I'll show you a picture.
Okay.
For the audience, I am showing him a picture of Tonzilla.
That's just a SpongeBob character. That's like Chip or something from the Inside episode. What is this?
He's not really wrong. I'll try my best to explain it. Picture a uvula upside down with a wizard's hat and and kelp for arms.
It's just Bubble Buddy all over again.
Pretty much.
Is Tonsilla like this game's version of Goobert from Inscription?
Maybe.
Oh no. Oh no.
I love the oh no that you have.
Oh no. It's gonna keep happening every time you mention a new dinosaur.
Yeah, so that's probably the weirdest one that's in the game, aside from Zonga Zonga himself. There's also like 5 of them. 5 extra dinosaurs.
There's only 5 dinosaurs, guys.
There's 5 extra dinosaurs where the fossil is literally an egg.
Eh.
Yeah, it's just an egg.
Oh.
And so you mine these eggs and you bring them to life, and they're just chickens.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this is not a joke. So you have Squeak, Squirk, Squirth, Squick, or Squilk, and Squirrel.
And they're chickens.
Pretty much. You get all of these from doing certain achievements in the game. It's literally the same dinosaur with different colors. There's no difference to it.
That is just a chicken.
Yeah, it's just a chicken. Not a very useful dinosaur at all. It's more so for collector's reasons. I have every one of them. I'm insane.
No, that's my party right there. Just 5 chickens.
Yeah, just 5 chickens, yeah. Totally, man. And you also have other stuff that exists, because why not?
Really? Other things exist.
Yeah, Tyrannosaurus King or whatever. It's like the evolved version of T-Rex. Okay, anyways, let's not talk about dinosaurs anymore. Let's actually talk about Pauline.
Who is Pauline?
Pauline is a girl.
Pauline is a girl.
Anyway, Skylanders, no.
Okay, what else about Pauline?
Pauline is this girl that you just find in... So where you actually first find her, I believe, is in the jungle, which is in the first island that you start on, because there's 3. You know, in this whole tournament, there's 3 islands. And you find her in the jungle, because each island has, like, 3 to 4 locations that you can go to. One of them is on the first island. You have a jungle, and then you have like a swampy area, and then you have a dead forest basically. But you go to this jungle and people are like, there's a monster, run. It's just this woman in a mask. It's Pauline. Why are you calling a child a monster? So anyways, you go into the jungle and you're looking for this monster. And at first, you find Pauline, and oh no, she's not the monster. Right, I remember now. So you and your friend Todd, who's an absolute coward in every meaning of the word, go into this jungle. And I have to be honest, if I'd ever had to name a more useless side character, Todd, every time, it's just... You and your friend Todd go into the jungle, and you're looking for this monster. Todd really doesn't want to be there. Like I said, he's a coward in every sense of the word. All of a sudden, this girl in like Hawaiian apparel or tropical apparel jumps out. She's wearing a weird mask. Fun fact, she's not the monster, but Todd gets so scared he runs away because a literal child jumped out at him.
As you do.
I guess. And she's like, oh, well, that was rude. He called me a monster. And then she like turns to you and she's like, did you hear that? Did you hear that guy? Yes, he's my best friend for some reason. And then it turns out that the actual monster is just like a little go-kart with cardboard on top of it.
Yes, a real monster.
Yeah, I know, right? And everybody was getting scared of it.
In the game about digging up dinosaurs, their idea of a monster is a golf cart.
It's like a golf cart. It had the big speaker, and it had a cardboard face.
Was it Zonga's face?
No, you know, now that I think about it, you actually go into a duel with it.
You duel the golf cart.
I don't know how you fight that thing.
Probably just have your dinosaurs kick its tail. I don't know.
Anyways, after that, though, like, these 2 people come out really Scooby-Doo-like. And they're like, oh, you ruined my plan. I was going to use this monster to scare away all the guests. And so you basically beat the crap out of these 2 old men that just want to get all the fossils in a fossil duel. You don't actually fight them. For context, you aren't actually fighting these old men.
Yeah, so first I kicked the golf cart, and now I'm beating up 2 old men as like a child. Let's go. We win these.
So you duel the 2 old men with the dinosaurs, and you win, obviously. And they get, like, arrested or something. And then Pauline just disappears into the shadows.
I forgot this was about Pauline. I got caught up in the golf cart.
There's more stuff like that. Don't worry. There really is.
We've been on Pauline in this golf cart for 10 minutes.
And so Pauline, yeah, that's a thing that exists. She's a person.
She's a girl.
Yeah, she's a girl.
That's the running joke of this episode. Alright.
Okay, but Pauline, that's your first encounter with her. It turns out she wears the mask because she is self-conscious about herself, and the mask kind of helps her talk to people. She has very bad anxiety. She has to wear the mask to actually be able to talk to people. The mask is cursed.
Oh.
She comes from like this tribe, and the mask is apparently a thing that's cursed. If you use it for too long, it just sticks to your face and makes you aggressive. So we have to deal with that. That's fun. And I don't know where the plot of this game goes. I gotta be honest. There's so many things that just happen. I don't know, dude. There are so many things that just happen. Other than Pauline, so yeah, you help her, power of friendship, whatever. This whole game is just a metaphor for power of friendship, I gotta be honest. We're gonna, speaking of power of friendship, that's gonna segue us into the next character, Rupert. Emo boy himself, the one who looks older than everyone else. So for Rupert, I just want you to imagine Strahd, but with long white hair. And smaller. If you don't know who Strahd is, then picture a vampire, like one of the really nice, fancy-looking 18th century vampires with just long white hair and red eyes for some reason. So that's Rupert for you. He's a bit of a jerk when you first meet him, believing he's better than everybody. Your friend Todd really dislikes him, which is interesting. And so you kind of hate each other at first, like it's a rivalry. You two bond, though, eventually. And I don't know what exactly makes you become friends. I really don't. It's a blur because I haven't played in forever. But
The power of friendship.
yeah, the power of friendship definitely happens. Rupert has daddy issues.
Oh, no.
Apparently, Rupert is one of those kids that has, like, a rich father. And his father is apparently, like, this founder of, like, a lot of new equipment that is made to search for fossils. So like the robot I mentioned in the first segment or the first episode about the one that helps you mine the fossils, apparently Rupert's dad made that and made an advanced version for Rupert specifically.
Man got the iPhone like 18 before everyone else did. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, pretty much. And then he also had a, I know you've never seen Bakugan Battle Brothers.
No. Not even once.
But
Bottom of my watch list.
for those of you that have, whoever has, if anybody remembers the thing on that they wear on their arm that just shoots the Bakugan out, yeah, Rupert's dad made one of those, but for the dinosaurs. So it's like a little arrow thing on his arm that he just goes like whoosh and shoots out like a poker chip because that's what the dinosaurs are on for some reason.
Why are the dinosaurs stored on poker chips?
I don't know. They look like poker chips.
Game for children, everyone.
Let's go! And so you see him whip his arm out, and he's just like, look at this. It's so slick. And this dude's dressed like Elvis, so that doesn't help any. So it's the typical cool guy, you know? And it's just so crazy. But I know what you're all actually here for. All of you. You desire the Zonga Zonga. I know you do.
I really don't. Okay.
So Zonga Zonga, the skull, the
Zonga
guy.
Zonga.
Yeah. I really don't know what else I can talk about with him.
I know what you're here for. Zonga Zonga. I don't know what to talk about.
So I'm going to open the floor to questions, Dylan.
Gee, this is so sudden. I didn't know there was a Q&A for this. I don't know anything. We're prepped. Why is Zonga Zonga? It's a question.
Zonga Zonga was, like I mentioned, he was a deity who stole other people's bodies for like eternal life and eternal power. And he made the dinosaurs, like he was alive during the time of actual dinosaurs, I believe. And so he would revive the undead dinosaurs as zombies and have control over them. And he had the control over these zombie dinosaurs. And his group or whatever were like, we can't let this go anymore. This is tyranny. And so they trapped his skull into a tomb. I don't know how they got his skull out of his body, but oh no, the hammer, right? Yeah, the hammer that Todd whacked him with.
Todd was part of Zonga Zonga's group?
No. No.
Well, you said Todd's hammer.
Because in the final battle, Todd whacked Joe Wild West with it to get his skull out of Joe.
Remember, this is the dinosaur fossil game, and we're knocking people's skulls out of their heads with hammers.
Yeah, this is the dinosaur game, and you're doing that, and you're also being swallowed by whales and fixing a pool that's made of jelly.
That's a whole thing.
And boiling an egg in a hot spring.
That just sounds like a normal thing, honestly.
It can be, I guess.
Boiling an egg sounds about right. A jelly pool, not so much. Anyway, Zonga got beheaded.
Yeah, pretty much. And so the whole reason this game is even a thing is because Joe was the curious cat.
Ah.
Yeah, so he founded the... I figured out what he was famous for.
You did?
Yes.
He's famous for something.
Yes. He is famous for exploration. Like I said, archaeology and exploration. He's an adventurer. And he's a famous adventurer. And he found these 3 islands, the Cagliostro Isles. Cagliostro Isles. That's what they're called. And he founded them. He made them what they are for the tournament specifically. Originally, Joe only wanted this to be a resort. He didn't want a competition. So what happened is basically though, he made it to be a resort, and in the research of these islands, because like he was obviously like, you know, scouting them, seeing if they were safe to make a resort, you know, because obviously he cares about the people's safety. He stumbles across an ancient tomb. Now, Joe, being the adventurer he is, of course, has to go inside, and he finds a sarcophagus lying there. So what's the logical thing to do in this situation?
Leave.
No, Dylan, it's to open the sarcophagus and stare inside.
Adrian, you wacky dacky, why would you do that?
I didn't, Dylan. Joe did.
I see.
So Joe opens this box like, oh, sarcophagus, goody. And he gets whacked in the head by a skull jumping out. And the next thing you know, Joe wakes up as a skull lying on the floor. Yeah, and he becomes this guy named Don Boneyard. Which is a whole other thing. It's crazy.
Oh, you just sound like you're making things up at this point.
I'm not. I'm really not. I wish I could play this entire game with you because it's just this out of pocket.
Don Boneyard.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right. Probably the craziest part of the entire game. There's a dog that's queen.
What? You mean of England or the band?
Technically, it's German.
Just trying to differentiate the types of queen, but alright. Glad we sorted out it's a monarch. Why is a dog a monarch in Germany in 2011?
I don't know. I gotta be honest. It's just like, I forget her name. Princess or something. But
a princess for that's crazy that it's the queen and it's a princess. It's
hang on, let me
look
this up real quick
it up
because
so
this
you
is
can
funny.
Find it on the wiki. You use your brain. You use your Google. Use your brain. Before you just start saying things like, "Oh yeah, a dog named Princess was queen of Germany for some reason," without like evidence.
Princess Pooch.
Oh, for goodness sake! Princess Pooch.
Princess Pooch, Poochian, also known as Madame Pooch.
I see.
She is the crown princess of Nomadistan.
Not Germany.
But the dog belongs to a girl named Joni. Yeah.
Okay. Who's Joni? Also, why isn't she the leader of this country?
Let me get to it.
Okay, yeah. You please.
So Todd and the hero meet Joni and Princess Pooch. Then they were disguised as Joni's pet dog currently in Rainbow Canyon, which is a location on the second island. And oh, this involves Pauline too.
Oh, of course it does. Of course it does.
Oh, this involves Pauline as well. I forgot. And this is why it's so funny, right? Because so first, the events of meeting Joni and the dog. Joni finds this very unique bowl, right? And So you guys find Joni, and she's like, look at this cool bowl. And she's like, oh, okay, stranger. Cool, I like your bowl. And you just leave her. You just leave her alone at that. And later, you guys encounter a girl. Just a girl. Who is apparently missing an item that's shaped like a bowl. The particular bowl that this random woman had. So you go to get the bowl from her, and she challenges you to a fight, obviously. And after you win, you manage to get the bowl from her, and you go to return to the girl. The bowl is Pauline's mask, and the girl is Pauline. And it's really funny, because Todd, this entire time, is like, oh, she's so pretty. Oh, she seems so cool. And then the minute she puts on that mask, he's like, it's the monster! It's you!
Some people just can't change.
Based Todd. Yeah, so anyways, this dog is Princess. And she apparently is a runaway princess, because shortly after you find this guy named Minister Pomposa, and he's looking for the missing princess, and they give you a picture of Joni and the dog. So, you know, like a logical human being, you think the girl is the princess. So you go to basically bring her and the dog in. And you succeed to. And so you get up to the place and meet Minister Pomposa, and he walks past Joni, kneels to the dog, and is like, my princess, you've returned. Mind you, this isn't like a magical dog that can talk or anything. This is just a dog. Just a straight up dog.
So there's just no explanation why.
There really is no actual explanation here. And he's like, please, you must return home to Nomadistan.
Bark.
And yeah, pretty much. No, you're not wrong. And rule over the country. And she's just like, bark. And so, and then it's like, but you're supposed to return to the countryside and look over the people. And she's like, Bjork. And so
is that why you sent that to me last night?
Maybe.
For context, out of the blue last night, he messaged me just the word Bjork. And I didn't know what to say to it, so I didn't like respond or anything. Is this why you said that?
And so, anyways, yeah, you find the princess, and so he's like, but you must return. And she's like, Bjork. And
Bjork.
He's like, are you sure, my princess? And the dog's like, arf, bork, Bjork, sniff, ark.
Brack.
Brack. Bork. And so he stands and is like, very well. And he turns to the whole group and he's like, the princess has decided to take place in the tournament. And it's just, again, this is a dog.
The dog's gonna fight using dinosaurs.
Yeah, that actually happens too. She's like the next fight.
And I thought fighting a whale tongue was weird. We're fighting the princess of a country, which is a dog.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Just a dog.
Just a dog. I'm just a dog. And so that's the beautiful art of some of the Fossil Fighters champion stuff. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else that's super weird.
It's the entire game, man.
Pretty much the entire game is just insane. My favorite part of the after main game extra stuff is this, right? So Zonga Zonga, if you go back to his temple after you beat the main game, there's just like an employee there of the park, just a typical worker, and she's like, you talk to her, and she's like, mwah ha 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 ha, I am Zonga Zonga, and she's like, it's actually gonna cost you like 5 GP to do this.
What do you mean?
And so you pay like 15 gold or whatever, 15 experience points, whatever. And she's like, mwahaha, I am Zonga Zonga, and I challenge you to fight me. And she does the whole ritual song and dance thing, and suddenly you're fighting Zonga Zonga again. And I love the canon idea that it's just this one random woman has the power to bring back Zonga Zonga from the dead, just to fight you.
There's this one employee.
Just a single woman just like, for 15 gold, I can resurrect the big bad evil guy. And funniest fact about it is, if you fight Zonga Zonga and beat them from the woman, you just have Zonga Zonga as a dinosaur in your inventory.
For $20, I can bring back the bad guy as your pet.
$20 I can bring back the bad guy. If you beat him, he's your pet. And New Game Plus.
New Game Plus!
If you start New Game Plus, you can start from scratch or continue. If you choose to continue, you just have all the dinosaurs you already had in the last game save file. Which means, if you have Zonga Zonga, you start with that guy. I've beat the entire game using nothing but Zonga Zonga, and no one questions it. I beat Zonga Zonga with Zonga Zonga. Why aren't they questioning this? You got Zonga Zonga and then you got Zanga Zanga over here, okay? No one questions anything. Zonga Zonga, nice. Here, meet your identical twin, Zango Zango.
The power of friendship. No! And then the Zonga Zonga explodes again, but it's okay. We still have Zonga Zonga at home.
Yeah.
And then you can go back and keep farming Zonga Zongas.
But having said that, that's all I got for Fossil Fighters Champions. When we return from this ad break, we'll talk about something else. I'll see you all soon. Welcome back to the show. Fossil Fighters Champions. It's an incredible game by Nintendo.
Absolutely.
I love it so much.
From what I've been told, it's a good game.
It's a great game.
Okay.
But we got another game that's pretty similar. Except this one has a dragon, a very energetic short man, a tiny little helper that can sometimes be seen as annoying.
Is this what I think it is? Are we finally talking about it?
We're finally talking about it.
Oh my god, it's
Mario! Wait, what?
But it's Skylanders. God, no. It's okay. It's fine. You've only snuffed me for like 2 episodes now. It's fine. Yeah, let's talk about Mario.
No, you're right. We will talk about Skylanders.
Let's go!
You're so energetic.
I almost contemplated wearing my Chaos shirt. I'm not even gonna lie.
I had to lead you in with that.
Oh, I have a headache now. I screamed too loud.
Because Mario does have all that as well. It has the short, energetic man. It's got the annoying one, Toad. It's got Bowser, obviously.
I love Bowser.
But talk about Skylanders.
Yes, sir. So, for those of you who don't know, Skylanders was one of the first, if not, it probably wasn't the first, but one of the first Toys to Life franchises. And what a Toys to Life game is essentially where a company made a video game focused around like these plastic toys that they would sell you that had like all the information for like a character on it. So like there was like some kind of chip on it that would be scanned by some kind of portal device, basically just a receiver essentially, that would transfer that character into the game. It was just like the files on like the data that was on that figure would be read by the game, and it would put in that character, and then you could play as that character. And I mean, there was so many different Toys to Life games. I mean, there was Skylanders, there was Amiibo, there was Disney Infinity.
That's one, yeah. Lego
Dimensions, yeah. Lego Dimensions kind of had like it had like brand recognition. It worked with like Ghostbusters, Scooby-Doo. Lego has so many licenses under its belt that it could just blast all of its IPs out there. Same with Disney Infinity. But Skylanders, it had to come up with unique ideas. Even Amiibo had like recognizable characters from the Nintendo franchise. But Skylanders was different. Skylanders had to come up with its own unique characters the entire time. Except for like Spyro and Cinder and Dr. Neo Cortex and Crash Bandicoot, and I'm probably forgetting other crossover characters.
They did have a crossover with Mario, is also why I mentioned that.
Oh yeah,
They had Bowser and Donkey Kong, yep.
I forgot, that was in Superchargers, like one of the only ones in the franchise I haven't played.
I have Donkey Kong.
That's wild. I bet you enjoy playing as Donkey Kong in your non-Nintendo game.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, ironically enough, the place I play Imaginators is on the Nintendo Switch because it got released like a year late to the Nintendo Switch, so that was pretty cool. But that's the basic concept of the Toys to Life franchise as a whole. Skylanders, as an actual game, because I haven't gotten into the plot of the game, you are a portal master. Essentially, you are like this person who can summon the Skylanders and have them go back to the Skylands because they've been sent to Earth because of evil magics and stuff. You can send them back into Skylands to fight the evil. And usually the evil they're trying to fight is this little bald guy named Chaos, who does various evil schemes to try to conquer the Skylands. I think in the first game, because I haven't played it, I think he just straight up kills Eon in like the opening cutscene.
I don't know if Eon ever dies.
Well, he was a floating head there for a while.
That's true.
He eventually got a body back in like Superchargers, I think.
Yeah.
But he was a head for the majority of the franchise. So at least in the opening cutscene of Spyro's Adventure, I would imagine it was. I don't actually remember because again I haven't played it. He destroys something called the Core of Light, and your task in that game is to gather up the pieces of the Core of Light and rebuild it. And at the end, he has you fight like a giant Hydra monster thing. Again, as far as I'm aware, I haven't actually played. I'm just going off of knowledge I have from, I don't even know where, just YouTube, basically.
The DS version was not canon. It couldn't have been.
I don't think many...
Because the version that I had didn't even involve Chaos. He wasn't even a guy in the game.
Who did you fight?
I don't know. I gotta be honest, I don't know. Was it Chaos?
No, I don't think many of the DS games are like entirely canon, I'm gonna be honest. I think it's just funsies. Because I think one of the things in a DS game was like the sheep mage or something. That's like related to the chompy mage who does stuff with sheep. And he did actually get to be in like an expansion pack for the actual game for some reason. And then you just fight this guy that just like summons sheep and turns into a sheep because the chompy mage's whole thing is turning into like the basic enemy of this entire franchise, the chompy. He like summons him, he loves chompies or something like that.
Yeah, but he also turns into like a big giant version of it too.
Yeah, and you can also turn into like the fire version, in at least giants. I don't know if he can do it in other ones.
Isn't he in Trap Team?
He's in Trap Team.
Yeah.
He's in Trap Team, Imaginators, and Giants. He's in the even numbered games. It's wild. He might be in Supercharged. Again, I haven't played it, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, the Chompy Mage, his debut was in Skylanders Giants, which he debuted in Willikin Village. The reason I know this is because I like grew up on Skylanders Giants, man. So he debuted in the Willikin Village, and the whole gimmick of that chapter specifically was that you could go between the real world, which was dull and gray, and the Willikin world, where these like wooden puppets that were all around town would come to life. And that was like the whole thing. You could switch between where the puppets were moving around and like breathing living things, and then you could switch into the world where it was like dull and gray and there was no vibrance of life. Like all the buildings were made of cardboard or something or other. Like there was a reason you would have to like switch between worlds in general to like solve puzzles. Sometimes you'd have to switch like 2 or 3 times because sometimes a bridge would just be a cardboard cutout. And you'd have to turn it into a Willikin world to be able to walk across the bridge. Or you just wouldn't be able to move. And brick walls would be cardboard as well, so you could break them in the real world. And then they just wouldn't be there. That was interesting. Skylanders Giants as a whole is a pretty good game, I think, honestly. The main gimmick of that one, the games had gimmicks, mind you, to keep people coming back and buying more plastic figures. Spyro's Adventure's gimmick, realistically, was just the Spyro character from the Spyro franchise was in another game. Giant's main mechanic was that there was new Skylanders that were the Giants. They were really big, well, larger than normal.
One of them was the tree guy, whatever his name was.
Tree Rex. He was the he was in the starter pack.
Some of the names are so dumb.
I know. And Tree Rex. Spry. Yeah, that's probably the mini Spyro. Or something. Yeah. But fun fact: Tree Rex is voiced by I don't know the actual guy's name, but like it's the guy who plays Principal Lewis in American Dad.
Huh.
He was voiced by that. Tom Kenny actually voices a Skylander. Stink Bomb. There's a lot of... I saw a video that like went over all the voice actors who did stuff for Skylanders.
Joe Swanson.
Joe Swanson. That's not his name.
I know, but he's a character.
We'll talk about Flynn in a minute. We'll get to Flynn. Anyways, but no, Giant's gimmick was that they had a character that was larger than the other characters. And they could do like certain actions that other characters couldn't. And I didn't even bring up that there's like elements in this, much like Fossil Fighters. And I mean, there's like fire, water, earth, life, air, tech, undead, magic. That was the original 8. And then
so a lot like Fossil Fighters.
Yeah. And then Trap Team, they brought in like the light and dark element. We don't talk about the light and dark element.
Why do we not talk about the light and dark element?
Because it's not relevant until we get to Trap Team, and B, like, there was only so many characters they put in it because it only came in like at the second half of the franchise. So overall, it has less characters. 2. Yeah, there was at least like 1 or 2 of each.
It was special.
It was they were special little boys. Yeah.
I never had any of them.
Really?
Except for one. Not even from Trap Team though.
Yeah.
I got mine from Superchargers.
Really? Who'd you get?
What's her name? The dark one. Not light and dark. The dark one, you know. Whoever was the Dark Skylander, she had like the hook and a submarine.
I didn't play Superchargers. I don't know.
Umbra or something, I feel like. No, that was her vehicle because she had the submarine.
Yeah, I never played Superchargers, so I wouldn't be able to tell you.
I don't know her name. I'll find it. I'll figure it out.
Find it. But back to Giants, because we were on Giants. The main like problem in this one, the I guess I should mention, at the end of Spyro's Adventure, the Skylanders send Chaos down to Earth as like a punishment for, you know, trying to take over the Skylands. So in the beginning of Giants, he gets back to the Skylands and awakens an ancient robot from a race of robots called the Archean. And
I remember them.
yes. So the main goal of that game for Chaos is to claim the Iron Fist of Arcus and resurrect the Archean army to take over the Skylands. So he goes through this elaborate process to try to track down the lost city of Arcus and do that. And the Skylanders are trying to track down the lost city of Arcus to stop Chaos from doing that. So one of the first people the Skylanders meet is Flynn, who we can talk about now. Boom! That's all we do, talk about. Flynn. All right. No, Flynn, it's like some furry bear thing. I don't remember what species. I think they're all like the same thing. I don't know. There's some kind of fur people thing. Anyway, he has a ship called the Dread Yacht that flies through the air because of course it would. And it's a rusted piece of junk, essentially. So, like, when we meet Flynn, we immediately crash land and we're like, okay, hey, here's the thing. We need an engine. We're currently running on raccoon power. So if you could buy us an engine from this random place we just crashed into, that'd be swell. So, like, the first level is essentially you tracking down parts to repair this ship. And you, like, run into this salesman who sells you the engine. And you, like, pick him up to join your team. And every level afterward, he's just there in, like, a corner somewhere, selling you various wares somewhere in the level. Kind of like the upgrade fairy Persephone, who also takes up residence on the ship. A lot of characters take up residence on the ship. And that's one of, like, my favorite aspects of the game. is the further along you progress in the story, you pick up different NPCs, like the hermit that saw Chaos land in the Skylands again, and like the giant like troll guy. I don't know if he was a troll or like some kind of drow archer or something, but like it was some kind of Goliath thing, some green elf looking thing called Brock, who ran like Rumbletown or something, and like he had an arena. He was like the leader of this town, and he like ran an arena battle, and you had to fight him in that arena battle. And at the end, there was a cutscene where like the hermit, who he had kidnapped, obviously, like kicked him in the face and screamed at him in like the same manner that Brock had always been screaming at everyone else the whole time, just to, like give him a what for. And then we adopt both of them into the party. And there's the we go to like this frozen tundra to pick up a machine ghost and like a giant Archean mech of our own. And the mech like sacrifices himself during like a raid of some kind of vault to find a map to the lost city of Arcus. He sacrifices himself, and we think he's gone. And then fast forwarding to the final battle, Chaos has turned himself into a giant Archean robot when he claimed the Iron Fist of Arcus. And then all of a sudden, Machine Ghost Archean like drops in from the ceiling to punch him in the face and like fight him while we're trying to run away for our lives. Because the Archeans are really, really big robots. Like I'm talking mountain-sized, probably.
Oh yeah,
something like that. And well, the Skylanders are probably under 6 feet tall, all of them. Probably like at least 90% of the row. I mean, the Giants obviously aren't, but you know what I mean. They're short. And the way the boss fight even starts out is the Chaos is like swinging at you as you're walking down a path in this giant like cavernous room. And if you don't get out of the way in time, you will just fall and die, which is crazy. But you eventually beat him, and he turns back into a regular person. Well, regular for Skylanders, I guess. I mean, he is a bald man with magic. But you beat him. I don't remember what happens to him this time, but he keeps coming back each game, and each time he has a different magical plan to take over the Skylands. We meet his mother in Swap Force, and you get to fight her a bit. I believe she like speaks to the player directly because she's a portal master as well, but like an evil one. So like she speaks to you during that boss fight. And then I believe at one point in Trap Team towards the end when Chaos is like infected with like this magical like stinky cheese that got aged 1,000 years, which out of context makes no sense, but it's a kid's game, so like it makes sense. He's like blue, and like he's also surrounded by like some kind of magical element called Traptanium, which like, you know, holds people captive or something. And you know, it's like they made a prison out of it and then it exploded, and then Chaos just gathered a bunch and made like a doomsday device, and now he's just injecting himself with stinky cheese. But like during one of those cutscenes, because like the whole thing with that game is you could trap villains in like little traps, and like they would speak from the portal because it had like a little sound box or something.
I remember this because I played this one. And he says specifically, "Wait, why am I talking to you?"
Wait, why am I even talking to you?
And then it cuts to him speaking through the portal instead of the actual like television or
Greetings,
screen.
Portal Master.
And he speaks directly to you.
Attention, Portal Master!
Because he has like a little like, he has like a megaphone or something, or like some kind of speak thing where he's talking. But he does cut directly to you, avoiding speaking to the Skylanders themselves. Yeah, so over the various games, you get to experience different mechanics. Swap Force, the Gimmick Lander, which is basically what they call the Gimmick Skylander for short. They can swap body parts, so like there's a top half and a bottom half. They're held together by magnets, and you can mix and match them. So you can have like, the starter pack came with a fire Skylander and a water Skylander that could swap tops and bottoms. So you could have like this octopus leg thing, and like the top half is like this automaton that throws firebomb. Trap Team, again, the main gimmick is having like trap masters who have weapons made of Traptanium the same material that like traps bad guys, and the whole thing is trapping villains, and then you can play as those villains. Superchargers, it's just Skylanders with cars. I think that was just the gimmick. I didn't play that one, but I really think that's what it boils down to. You might be able to confirm or not. You, I think, did play that one.
What are you talking about?
Superchargers. Is the gimmick for that one just Skylanders but with cars?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I mean, you can talk about Superchargers in depth if you would like.
It carries over, though, like the rest of the gimmicks, like Giants, Trap Force,
that's
whatever.
Just Trap Force. No,
Trap Team, Swap Force.
It carries over the gimmicks for every game because it's got, like... I think it's called backwards compatibility. Because, like, you can play older characters on the newer games, but you can't play, like, a newer character on, like, the older games.
I got a pretty specific opinion.
Really? Really?
I don't think there should be Imaginators.
What do you mean by that?
I don't think that game needed to exist.
I mean, I see your point, and I know a lot of people also just don't like Imaginators in general. Because the gimmick of that one, there was a lot of characters that were like senseis that could like teach the gimmick lander realistically, a bunch of different stuff. But there wasn't like an actual core Skylander, which were the non-gimmick landers that you would get a handful of each game out of each element. So you could still have like characters to play as that were related to the game, but not like the big guys that did like the big cool stuff. I don't know if that's what you mean when you say it shouldn't have been made, but like...
Not really.
Okay, then you explain why you think it shouldn't have been made.
I more so think it shouldn't have been made because you've never played the car one, Superchargers.
Yeah.
That game already wrapped up the end so nicely. It did not need to continue.
I know you do fight, like, the darkness at the end, and he literally, like... This is another cool moment that I've seen, I haven't played, but, like, the credits start rolling, and then all of a sudden, from, like, a portal comes out the darkness crawling, and he, like, ends the credits early. He's like, that isn't it. This isn't over. And then you, like, fight him.
Yeah.
But, like, I think at the end of that one, Chaos also says he's good
or
something.
Exactly.
I mean, Trap Team, you also capture villains, and, like, they become good or something because you can play as them.
Chaos has huge character growth in Superchargers, which they just completely ignore by making Imaginators, because I'm guessing it's Chaos again.
It is Chaos again.
Yeah, so they completely ignore it in Imaginators. It's basically Joker, and then Joker fully adieu.
You can also play as Chaos in that one. Like, he's a full sensei, and he has his own element, because he's the Chaos element for some reason. So he's just a guy you can play as, and you can fight against Chaos as himself. Kind of like the Zonga Zonga situation. Like, no one brings up that you're Chaos. No one asks why you're here. No one even mentions it. I think maybe in the comics they might have explained why there's the extra Chaos running around. I haven't read the comimics at all. I just know they
I didn't
exist.
even know there were comics.
There are comics. I see on Twitter sometimes people making like fun little facts up about the comics. And it's just like Trigger Happy and Bouncer go to Vegas or something, and that's where like the Academy's money comes from. I don't know. I just see random stuff on Twitter. Skylanders, the Skylanders community online is weird. There's like a lot of different subsets. Some of them are like, oh man, game's over, we got nothing else to do. Some of people are still waiting for Skylanders 7.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
No, I
don't think that's gonna happen.
But there's been a U2's collaboration that's had some products come out of it, which is interesting. So yeah, essentially Chaos's plan for that one is take over the world, or take over Skylands, but with mind magic. And then he frees a brain from a jar in basically Las Vegas, because it's just a giant casino. And then that brain helps him be more powerful with mind magic, because it's a brain. Get it? It's funny.
Yep.
And then at the end, Chaos goes Super Saiyan. That's
oh god.
Does he
have hair?
He has the hair. It's like blue and glowy, blue and glowy.
Oh no.
He literally has like the Super Saiyan haircut.
Oh no.
He also has like octopus tentacles on his back for some reason.
Why?
Could not tell you. I'm not part of the.
Why is that necessary?
I don't know, man. Could not tell you. At the end of that game, he gets shrunk and put in a giant jar. And then, like, the brain who helped him the entire time literally tries to skedaddle. Jetvac uses his vacuum gun and, like, sucks up the brain and, like, threatens to put him in a jar if he doesn't, like, you know, straighten out, because he did help a really bad guy almost take over the world. Like, they did mind control everyone but dragons for some reason at one point. And then the Skylanders made a birthday cake for Chaos as, like, a Trojan horse to break into his castle. Also, Glumshanks exists. Shout out to Glumshanks.
Yeah. Glumshanks.
The
I was wondering when you were going to mention him.
The undervalued MVP of the entire story. Again, from Superchargers. I know he, like, sacrifices himself to, like, try and save everyone.
He doesn't actually die.
I know he doesn't die, but, like, it's the thought that counts. It's emotional.
But that is all the time we have for this segment.
We really did just do the second segment about Skylanders. This is crazy.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have. So, thank you all for listening to us rant about 2 crazy games.
I think one's crazier than the other, and the one that's crazier has Zonga Zonga in it.
Indeed, definitely. Zonga Zonga Zango Zango.
Keep digging fossils.
Yeah! Keep digging for fossils, and remember, thrive with your imagination. I'll see y'all soon.